We're alive, man.
All the fidgeting today.
We ain't done
all
it
the,
in so long. I don't know what the hell's going on.
We're back. All the
Jesus
fidgeting going on in that room. You know,
Fidgeting, man.
Fidgeting. And I got like a friggy screwy signal here. So I want to take a minute. I want to thank everyone in the studio. I want to thank everyone at kvar.com. Make sure you head over to kvar.com and purchase some freedom. I want to thank everyone in the Arsenal studio. This is amazing. We have someone that needs no introduction. This is really exciting. DLB, Dana Linn Bailey.
Not even an introduction? I don't need one?
No, you don't need any introduction. I think, make sure you talk close into the mic.
How about
That's
now?
perfect. So here we go. Let's dive right in. So I'm really excited to have you here. Finally, I have you and Rob here. But I got to show you guys a bunch of really cool stuff. We finally, like I told Rob last time when he was in, we finally got some of the new AKs, so I'm excited about that, the AK-20s. That's exciting. I'm excited about getting hats and clothing and some stuff in you guys' hands, because last time Rob was running around like the swag monster, like, what do you guys got? So finally we have some of that stuff, so it's nice to have you decked out in the
How
arsenal.
Do I look, guys? Everyone?
Yeah, you.
I don't usually rock a hat forward. It's usually backwards.
I know,
because
but
I'm gangster.
I appreciate it. So we thank you for coming in, and we want to dive right in. This is amazing. You have such a great track record as being outdoors, and you guys love doing everything. I see the animals, the farm. You know, it's so exciting to have someone in that just literally packed it all up, moved to Montana, and built that outdoor lifestyle. What is that like?
Awesome. Yeah. It's weird to just be able to like think of things that you want and you just do it. So like animals were like always a thing, and we started our farm in PA, and we actually had more. So we had first we got chickens, ducks, turkeys, then the goats came, and moving to Montana, we didn't take the feathered friends because I think it would influx too many other animals to the area.
And you guys did something that not everybody's willing to do. You packed up the whole operation and went out there. I mean, that's really a lifestyle shift. I mean, you were in PA kind of doing it, but now you're all in.
Yeah. Well, we realized it's like, why are we waiting? So we've been going to Montana. So our birthdays and our anniversary fall within the same week. So for 6 years, for a week, that's where we would celebrate birthday, anniversary. And at one point, we're like, that's like, we should get a house here so that, you know, like when we want to go there, we have a house to go to, like we can still work. So we bought a house, and then literally 2 months later, like, wait, let's just move there. Why are we waiting until we retire? Like, I want to enjoy it now. Like, let's not wait until we're older to try to enjoy it.
And what I love about you and Rob is and I said this to Rob complimentary last time, you guys transcend. It's not, people sometimes look at you guys and they say, well, it's fitness. It's not fitness. You guys live a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it's outdoors. If you're not in dune buggies or you're not out wakeboarding,
drifting. We literally, anything we want to do, we just do it.
Like my favorite video of you is like snowboarding. You guys love to shoot. You guys love the whole outdoor lifestyle. And that's what I feel you're going to be remembered for. And the fitness thing kind of melts into the background a little bit.
Well, and I think that's why we have such a wide range of people that, like, when you go to the Arnold, there's people in our line that, like, they don't even know who bodybuilders, they don't know anything about bodybuilding. They follow us for so many different reasons. We have kids, we have grandparents, we have moms and dads. Like, it's such a weird array, and I love it because they follow us for Rob's music. They follow us because we like cars and we like drifting. They follow us for animals and then fitness. It's just, I don't want to categorize myself in just one little box because I'm so much more than that.
Yeah, no, you totally are. And one of the best videos you ever posted was, I think you were doing like a full auto mag dump, and it got like a gazillion views. And I remember seeing that, and I'm like, I gotta get I gotta get her shooting, I gotta doing something. And I loved that. And Rob occasionally would send me pictures. He's got like a little arsenal hidden away in the house. Yeah, and it's so cool to see somebody that's able to walk in so many different lines and have so many different genres follow you and participate in not just your social media, but in the interactions and just everything that you guys do, because your line is insanely eclectic. And I don't know how you guys, I said this to Jay, how you guys smile and shake hands with everybody the way that you do. That's like a true skill when so many people come out to see you, because I don't know if I could do it. You go 150 people
Yeah,
in.
but if you actually, you could do it, because if you stood in a section and then this line of people just came and wanted to just meet you, it just feels good. So no matter what, you would smile. Yeah, the days are long and you're tired and you want to give them, but like every single person's there to meet you, and it's just really cool. It would feel really bad if people just walked in line like, I hate you.
Right.
then it would be really horrible.
Totally. And your lifestyle, when you got into fitness, was it to drive self-defense? Was it just a sports thing? Was it like an insecurity thing? I got to get big, or I got to get strong, or I have to get physical? What was the drive? What was the push?
It was just inner competition. I've been an athlete my whole life. I was on the swim team starting at age 5. I played soccer, softball, basketball, field hockey, ran track. And I went on, played soccer at Westchester University. And after those 4 years, it's like all I know is competition. All I know is getting ready for something. All I know is like preparing for something. And that's literally what drives me. So like I'm at a weird point in my life for the last 5 years, because that's why I got into powerlifting. Not really my thing, but like I just like preparing for stuff. And so there were 2 girls I just got into lifting because we just started dating, and he worked at a restaurant and long hours. We're still in college, so go to school if you went to school. I don't really know if he went.
There's a funny story about Rob and I in college, but we're going to get to that.
Wait, what? Okay.
So I was at UMass and Rob was it Westchester?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were at Westchester. And coincidentally, I looked at like an old football schedule, and we actually played each other.
Oh, okay.
And not knowing it, we were just spitballing back and forth. I'm like, that was like 2000 or whatever. Or
2001.
Yeah, it was like 2001.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's the same time, so we have like a little linkage there.
Oh, my God.
So we go back about 20 years.
That is cool.
Actually.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, actually. So besides Jay and I met for the first time, I think it was 2003 or 2. So, as he was right about coming on, and yeah, it's funny, small world. It was like really crazy. We were sitting just spitballing. I was like, wait a minute, you went to Westchester? He's like, I went to Westchester. I'm like,
yeah,
I went to UMass. I'm like, we were like right around the corner, and we figured it all out.
Well, what do you know? You actually could have been
crazy?
best friends back then.
I don't know. That was Rob the meat eater years.
Yes.
Now he's a vegan.
For
so,
sure.
Times change. But, it's interesting what you've built out in Montana, because it really is a culture thing. And seeing what you guys are doing, I just wonder when it's going to evolve into DLB the shooter.
Oh, we would have to shoot more. We actually probably, since moving to Montana, I feel like we shoot a lot less. I don't know why.
Because it's so accessible.
Busier. Yeah. But like in PA, we would like go out like every other week just in our yard. We had like this nice giant hill, and you could just shoot right into it, just put targets up. And there was a local gun store that we became friends with that is right next to our gym.
And so I'm not saying this because of the show. I feel like that's like an evolution of DLB. I feel like that's like the next layer that could be layered onto it.
It could be. Yeah. I haven't shot a gun probably this year.
Well, it's early. It's only February. We're still in February.
Maybe, yeah, that is true.
It's still early. And of course, we got the AK-20. Rob's going to be probably procuring some of those in some way, shape, or form, right? He's going to get his hands on a couple of them, that might change your mind. Maybe you become like this guru. But it's awesome to see what you guys built out, because I think you built out something that's this insanely fun lifestyle. I watch it and I'm jealous, and I look at it and I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And everything that Rob does, when you guys get into the clothing or the real estate or the things that you guys are doing, they're really super exciting, because everything he tackles, he goes 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So how do you keep him sane through all this?
Oh, well, I'm going 1,000,000 miles an hour right behind him. It's just a team effort. We've been working together with everything, like starting a business, starting my little fitness journey, which then catapulted like us trying to do our own thing in clothing and then supplements. So it's just like a team effort with everyone, Drew, Austin, everybody.
You guys you have a great team, and you moved the whole team up there.
Yeah. So it's me and Rob, obviously. Drew moved with us with his family, his wife,
Amazing
baby.
family,
Yeah. And then Austin came out and Steph came out, Steph is from Rochester, New York, moved to PA. And then like 3 months later, we're like, hey, you want to come to Montana? And she's just down.
Yeah, it's crazy because we were all living in like the same community, which was nuts in the first place.
All of and we moved our videographer, Carlos, from Texas. We have Lexi, who comes from like Maryland, I forget. But everyone is just collected now.
so you create this collective, the drive, everything that's all been established from talking to Rob and you. Where does it go from here?
Where does it go from here?
I'm telling you, it's DLB
Sure.
and like the shooting. I see a transition there because there's more badassery left in you.
There is. I actually have plans for this year to do some competition. I don't want to get everyone, but something came up health-wise, so I'm trying to just get back on track.
So my hope is that we continue to see the badassery.
Yeah.
We continue to see it play out. And I love so much just the hard work and the effort and the grind that the two of you, it really is inspiring to anyone in a relationship, anybody, who looks from outside. Just the grind that you two show is really insane. And when you're around the both of you, and I've had the opportunity to be around you guys in a personal setting, it's real. I mean, it really is real. And I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you do it. What's the secret recipe?
Well, he's the business grind. I'm more of the like athletic grind. I have my own business too, but I don't know. It's just we work well together because we know like whose job is it. Like he's the driving force, and I just back everything that he wants to do.
Right. Now, you guys have been in Montana, I want to say maybe a year and a half now.
Oh, no, 3.
3. Oh, 3
yeah.
years.
It was 3 years in October. Yeah.
Sorry. So 3 years in October. Rob was in here, and I know it's a little early in the show. I want to dive right into this. He told a story about you.
Oh, you're bringing it up early.
I want to get into this because it's important. He brought up a story about you and a mountain lion. We heard his version. I want to hear your version, and he gave us the account of being on the phone with you. And I want to hear your version of this going down.
So we have goats, obviously, in not so good of an area. We didn't have the dogs at the time, which now, if you guys follow me, we have 2 enormous Great Pyrenees, the Bash Bros. But
beautiful dogs.
My job was always to get home before dark. And it happened, I was like babysitting my niece that day. And I went down, took her into town, and I ended up I hung out once her mom and dad got back. And I hung out for just a little bit too long. And I'm so angry. Not that it would save it. Oh, it's coming.
No, come on.
I don't know if I'll make it through.
You got it. It's okay. I could take over if we lose you.
All right. So I go home. It's snowing. And I remember we had a release that night. So I'm on my phone, sitting in the car. And I look over and Maisie and Maddox are there. So we only had 3 goats at the time. We have 7 now. Maisie and Maddox are there. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I finished posting my stupid release. And I look up, I'm like, where the heck is Max? Why isn't he at the gate? Because they always come and they greet me. They're like dogs. And I walk over, I'm like, okay, maybe he isn't sleeping. So it's dark out in Montana. If it's
pitch black, yeah.
Pitch black if it's cloudy. It's pitch black. So I didn't have a flashlight. I'm going around with my phone. I'm like, where the heck is Max? I'm calling him out. I start slowly panicking. And I don't see him anywhere. So we had ended up and we built a second part to our fence. So there's another gate and another fence just for extra area to run and eat. So I go back inside, grab a flashlight. And I'm at this point, I'm where is he? What's going on? So I go to the back. I'm thinking he's munching on trees or something. and still cannot find him. So I start walking like the perimeter, and of course, I don't want to.
Come on. Keep it together. You got this. You got this. Come on. So you walk the perimeter, and if you want, Rob, do you want to jump in? You want to?
And I find Max laying there, so I didn't know what happened. And it was just snowing, and he didn't really have snow, so I definitely just got there like a couple minutes too late. And I call him, I'm like, Max isn't okay, he's not breathing. Like, he was still warm. There wasn't even like no blood really anywhere, and I saw his neck, and I think it got him by the neck. So he was trying to like pull him through the fence because Max was fat goat, and he wouldn't be able to jump over. I have like a 6-foot fence, and it's hot, so we have it all wired. And he was trying to like pull him under. So I call him because he's not home.
Thanks a lot, John.
No.
Thanks a lot.
She's got this. She's got this. Can we get a tissue?
Max was my favorite. I mean, it's just like you could bring up my dog Debo. I'll still freaking cry the same. But I just feel bad because I feel like it's my fault for not getting home early enough.
No.
So I find Max, and I'm like calling him just to tell him, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't really know what happened. Like something got Max, and me being an idiot, like realizing it's like a fresh kill. He's still warm, and I'm just like laying over top of him by myself in the dark. And so I called Drew. Drew comes up like, because he lives right down the street from us. He literally came up like 8 minutes later. In that 8 minutes, I'm just alone over a dead goat. So Drew's like on the phone with him and being loud. Like we're both like, I'm hysterically crying. Like we're not being quiet. And like Drew's not being quiet. And Drew comes over to like get me up to go inside, figure out what happened. And I hear literally right through the fence, the lowest, like meanest, like just growl. And like there's like a big bush, and there was definitely a mountain lion right, literally was probably staring at me that entire like 10 to 15 minutes that I was there by myself. So like I was like, oh shit, like Drew, and we ran back inside. I'm like, we got guns, and I obviously wasn't in any capacity able to shoot. So I got Rob's AR-15. It has like a nice spotlight on it. So I just held the gun and spotlight. So we walk out, and I just shine it right into where I heard the growl, and you can just see eyes. I was like, fuck, it's right there. Like totally not scared of us at all. And literally everywhere we walked, you could have it on, and he's just following us with his eyes. Drew like goes to shoot something. I think the gun like jammed or something. I think we were both just such in a rush. So we're like, fuck, and, like quick ran back inside. He grabbed a different gun, came back out.
You needed an AK-20.
Probably.
Is the mic on? Can we cue up his mic? Should be. 3.
Extra fancy.
There he is. It's you're hot. You're hot.
Yeah, so I think my biggest frustration was like, 1, I don't clean guns.
Yeah,
2, like
who does?
We don't use them enough.
I have
think.
like a really nice room. It's all Gallotech. Like it's a dope setup, but it's really deep in the basement. It's locked. So I was in LA in the studio, and I'm getting a call from my brother, and it's just pretty much like, where the fuck is the key? Like, and it made me realize the situation that we're in, how high we live up, is like we're just
response time,
just
everything.
Just not properly prepared. So since that, we've built like a little 300 blackout for proper lights, everything like that, and it's hanging in the bedroom. We put a little Gallotech wall up in the bedroom. So, but like from me there, I was just like trying to walk them through. Okay, here's where the key is. Get down to the basement, like, and I'm in. I felt like a helpless asshole. And it was a really, really shitty feeling that I was having, trying to walk them through on the phone, like how to get in my gun room, and knowing that
helpless.
Yeah, and knowing that like they're legit in danger. You know, the mountain lion doesn't give a fuck. I don't know if I can.
Yeah,
I
because
don't mean to curse,
Yeah,
but-
we're explicit.
we
We're
came
explicit.
out that second time. It was still there. Like,
Yeah, it didn't
still
wanna
there.
leave,
No,
yeah.
it did not want to leave. It was still like just right next to Max. And I got the spotlight back on him, still following us. We ended up shot like probably 6 rounds. Didn't get him.
I wish I was there.
I know.
I would have
Dude,
lit that.
you're
friggin'
telling
tree
me,
line
like-
up.
We sat out that.
I told you that.
Yeah.
I would have been, you know,
I don't think we knew you. That was the first year we lived there. I don't think
I wasn't.
like,
I probably might not have been. I
Yeah.
probably was just
we,
transitioning.
We
Yeah.
had like talked. We had talked
I think-
online, but we hadn't
yeah,
ever
but
like
not,
actually
like,
hung out.
hung
we haven't
Montana.
hung out. Yeah, we didn't hang out. But I selfishly,
I would have
yeah,
called you.
I would have been up there with a hit squad. We would have lit
the
up
rest
that
of the
whole
night-
tree
Oh,
line.
the
Yeah.
next day, everyone was like, "Bro, you should have called me." I was like, It was a hard situation,
It was
man.
so
Yeah.
me and Drew ended up. We called our friend Cole. Cole came up and we sat out all night waiting for him to come
Oh,
back.
I would have chummed
Like,
for him.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
awful to say, but
Yeah, the next day we went out. We bought like all the optics. We bought.
Yeah. We sat
We
out.
spent a lot of
yeah.
money the next day, and then we were just up on the deck, just
Yeah,
like
and then the muscle came. Like,
yeah,
the next
it was
day.
like
yeah.
everybody was out on
And
the
then-
deck.
everybody's ready.
But
Yeah.
of course, it never came
It
back.
never came
and
back.
We,
We
never saw
we,
the tracks.
we could have sprung for like an Arsenal pilgrimage up there and lit up the whole tree line. That would have been amazing. But it is crazy the being prepared, what that really means when you're faced with something
Yeah.
like that, and what you really go through mentally, right? Playing that OODA loop of fear and just going through that process because you feel helpless. She's trying to get the resources. You're trying to get from A to B, right, to C, and accomplish a goal of first protecting yourself and then protecting everyone around you that you love. Because a mountain lion, I'll tell you right now, is nothing to mess with. It is nothing to mess with. It can pounce on you. It can cause a ton of damage. One of the things, you have to always be ready for, especially in Montana, I believe you have to have something right on, like I call it a porch gun or something right by the door. Seriously, that you have to have ready to grab because you don't know what you'll encounter. A grizzly.
Yeah.
And a mountain lion's the scariest because of how
Yeah.
fast they move.
And they're sneaky. So
Yeah, a
sneaky.
grizzly, if you encounter that, it's by accident, and a black bear, we see black bears
Yeah.
almost every day.
Yeah,
and it's like,
literally.
oh, sorry, bud. And they're like, oh, no, and they run away.
Mm-hmm.
But if you encounter a mountain lion, it's because the mountain lion wants to encounter you, and he's been there for a while. It's like they're a different. So knowing that they're up there, knowing that they're not scared, knowing that like they're fully aware, which we got the dogs now. But and that's what it is. It's just it was like that hard check on preparation, like hard check on my side of like, okay, cool. Dana needs weapons that she can handle that are available real fast. We need dogs. We need and it sucks that it had to take that to get there. But
And if you don't clean guns, there's nothing like a piston-driven AK platform, something along those lines, especially if you're not a gun cleaner. 300 Blackout's a great universal caliber, very similar to the 7.62 by 39. The 7.62 by 39 is a great universal caliber, especially now that they come out with subsonic ammunition and suppression, and you can maybe have something that's not going to kill your eardrums. 300 Blackout's great to suppress. It's a phenomenal round, but 7.62 by 39 and 300 are very similar in what their ability to do is, and it's a great universal caliber. What ultimately you went with was a 300 Blackout pistol, you said, right,
Yeah.
for her. When you're choosing optics, being as dark as it is up in that northwest corridor, thermals become your friend, something like a Trijicon IR or something along those lines, because then you can pick up the heat signature in the tree line, and similar to like a hog hunt, that heat signature becomes your best friend, because then you can see the mountain lion out in the distance. But
yeah, so our setup is more just like blasting it with light, just because it's more, hey, if there's an issue happening within the farm, it's for her to handle. You know what I mean? I think after that, it's like she's not going to follow it through the woods. She's not going to do anything like that. It's more like, let's stop the current threat, and then we can figure out where to go from there. So.
Well, I'll make a deal with both of you. If you end up getting a couple of these AK-20s, okay, I'll get you the best optics in the planet.
You
and
take
the best
American
lights.
Express, right?
We take American Express. We take everything.
Well, cool.
We'll set you up in the other room to
We'll take one of each.
We'll set you up in the other room, and we'll get you squared away. So there you have it. I think that's a phenomenal story. in so many ways, and I can't thank you for sharing. And obviously, it goes without saying, we're all glad you were safe.
Yeah, looking back out of the situation, it was like really stupid of me to like just be there by myself. So it's like a word to the wise when you come up on, if you have animals and it's a fresh kill, don't stay out there by yourself because
Absolutely.
there's something staring at you the whole time.
Now, along the way of having all these animals, Rob brought up that the animals have become his friends. And he brought up in the last podcast that he's had some interesting relationships with chickens. Now, have you shared the same feelings he has? And if so, why are you not a vegan yet?
I'm not a vegan. I
Yet.
can't do any type of soy product. And so I've been ovo-pescatarian for 4 years, something like that. And I think I'm extremely conscious of everything I'm eating. And I don't, if there's an option, a good option for me to do something that's plant-based, then I choose that. So I haven't done beef, pork, any kind of milk products, like what else? Turkey, chicken for several years, and I feel better. I feel healthier. I think when I first cut red meat out, that's the biggest thing I noticed.
Got health, everything.
Was so much better. I lost like 5 pounds of just like inflammation, like in my face, in my fingers, in my joints. I feel better that way.
It's amazing, and Rob and I were talking about this. There's in all sports, including shooting sports, you look at guys like JJ Racaza, you look at some of the folks we've had through here, how important nutrition and training has come into this sport. And to kind of understand that nutrition and training in our world, in the defense world, we're stealing from you guys. We're watching as guys like Tony and certain people are venturing into the nutrition world and into the fitness world and vice versa, and people are coming in. We're borrowing and learning from you guys about how to take care of your bodies. And anytime you're training to shoot on stages and to practice, nutrition becomes insanely important, because you look at like JJ, how fast he moves to the spot and how he shoots, and you look at guys like Max Michel and you look at some of these pros. The nutrition and the training now, the longevity becomes insanely important because you have to take care of your body.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's the biggest thing. And I did try it. And if I don't feel good and the things that I'm eating make me feel bloated or make me sick, like soy just doesn't work for me. And like there's only so many beans in the world that I'm going to consume.
Right.
So like I do make very, very conscious efforts in going more plant-based. But yeah, I'm not vegan because at the end of the day, I want to live forever and I want to feel really good with the foods that I'm eating. So I do still eat eggs and fish.
Yeah, I mean, I felt great when I cut out a lot of the meat, and then it was Stan Efferding that brought me back to the meat train for a little while. But I feel I'm from New England, so fish is everything to me. I love fish.
Oh, yeah.
And being grown
really
up,
hard to give up sushi.
and growing up first generation Italian, you 100% eat fish all the time. I mean, that's just part of it, that Mediterranean diet that I grew up on. I cannot look at a bowl of pasta. I can't look at any. I know Rob will eat a pile of garlic knots. I can't. I've seen him do it. I can't. Because for me, I gained 50 pounds just staring at it.
Oh, yeah.
And as Jay said, my nutrition's terrible, and I'll probably die young because of it. But
Jay, geez.
yeah, he craps on me. So we actually were talking the other day. It was funny because I had Rudy Giuliani on, and you mentioned having a picture of him. You guys sent me one, and it was young Rudy, and that was an awesome episode. It's always great to have the mayor on. What a leader he was. But you've had the opportunity to meet some insane people, you guys, both of you guys, in so many ways. And like Rob, just quick at the flick of a finger, is like, yeah, we met him once too. And I'm like, Uncle Rudy, like there he is, you know. And it was so much fun having that dialogue with him and going back and forth. Has it ever been like you ever pinch yourself with some of the people you meet? Because you mentioned a few. I won't say them. You say them if you want. You ever pinch yourself sometimes with some of the opportunities you get?
Yeah. The probably the craziest one is Donald Trump. I know. Well, this channel probably will not mind if
Of course,
I'm
of course.
So
MAGA,
I
you
think
know?
was that 10, 12 years ago? We were at some benefit, and it was at Trump's golf course.
Mhm.
And it was like a charity event to raise money and donate. And Mayor Giuliani was there. There was a whole bunch. Can't think of anybody else.
Whole
but
bunch of MAGAs.
just a lot of people that were there to help support. And of course, like Donald was there, gave a good speech, and then as he was like leaving, I like got a selfie with him.
Right.
And this was before, like, obviously, so I posted it on social media like after he got elected. I didn't say like whether I voted for him or not. I just said, how crazy is it that 8 years ago, who knew that this guy was going to be the president?
Yeah,
And
it's
people hated me.
you know, it's crazy because Ellen gave a great speech on this, and I'll say it for you. Can't we all just be friends,
Yeah.
with, like cool with someone? Like,
Yeah.
can't we just bump into someone? Like, you looked at the Vince Vaughn thing, right? Like, can't you just be cool with someone? Like, I would think it was cool if I met Bill Clinton or somebody else. Like,
It's just
can't you just be like,
cool.
hey, this is cool? Like, I've been fortunate and blessed to meet a sitting president. Not everybody can say that. It's pretty amazing, you know, to meet them a couple times sitting by. Any time you can meet somebody like that, I think that's just a cool moment
Like,
to take in.
There's not many people that be like, I got a selfie with Donald
Yeah,
Trump.
nobody's
I'm
saying
like,
you wrote a $5,000 check and you're, you know, I
know.
mean, like, it's crazy. And these people go nuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
It becomes like Tower of Babel out there in so many ways. And isn't that so frustrating?
It is. I ended up and I like pulled it down because like people were like really, really angry at me. Like,
We're not going to buy your clothes. Yeah.
just unfollow. Like, you're the devil. Blah. Like, whoa, what the heck? It's
Well,
just a.
I
I
mean-
just thought it was cool.
I mean, in your, you know, you have plenty of people singing your praises. I mean, the 10 that went, I'm sure it doesn't all live.
I know. In the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But I don't like to make people angry. Obviously, like I'd much more. I'm here to like be positive. Like if
Yeah.
I'm doing something that like makes you angry, then I'm just not gonna do it.
and I think no one can argue, you know, one of the things I said to a friend, I said, the economy's been great. It's great to see that any type of leadership, whether it's Rudy Giuliani, whether it's Donald Trump, when you have somebody at the top in your own company, in your own structure, in the country, that's just great to see. And I think that whether you agree or disagree with the messaging, whether you agree or disagree with the politics, I think it's just really great to see somebody out in front leading.
Yeah.
And I think that that's incredibly important.
Yeah.
And I know you guys feel the same. It's just great to see people out in front. I think everybody has interesting politics. And I think and not to get into politics because I'm not, I think even Andrew Yang's candidacy was really interesting. I thought that guy was really, really cool. So there's so many different things, and no one will argue that Mayor Giuliani on 9/11 was a tremendous beacon of hope and support. You know, he was right there out in front. You know, he wasn't hiding in the back, buried somewhere, in a bunker. He was out in front trying to get, bring the country together. And at that time, everybody, I said to him, growing up in Boston, I had a picture of Mayor Menino's on my wall and Rudy Giuliani because they're both Italian Americans. I mean, to my mother, that was the greatest thing in the world. It was like, they may as well be president. And I know to a lot of Irish families, Kennedy was that way. And it's one of those situations that it becomes so polarizing on social media that, like you said, you get forced to pull it because people just get so butthurt and it's like a thing, and I don't know why. I mean, I don't get it.
Like, you don't have to, like...
Ellen said
it
it best.
You don't have to agree with everything. Like, I don't agree with everything you do, but we can still be friends. Like, I don't... But...
Amen.
I just don't get it.
Go ahead, Rob.
Just don't...
Entering Rob Bailey
Whoa.
on the
Yeah.
microphone.
Do-do-do-do.
Yeah, I mean, even the fact that, once again, I'm vegan and Dana's not.
Yeah.
Like,
Should
people are
we
like,
get
well,
a divorce
how
now?
are you guys okay in the same house? I'm like, well, she makes her own decisions and I make my own decisions, and then we intersect at some point. But, like, it's not a make or break. I actually don't even mind it, And I think that's the biggest problem is it's this mentality of, like, all or nothing now. Like, you're on this side, you're on this side.
Yeah. Or else.
Or else we're not cool. And that's the biggest thing I like about Dana is how she just wants to stay as positive as possible. And she does end up dodging a lot of sort of hard topics by doing that. But I think her overall goal is just, inspiring people. And, it gets money.
I just love the openness of you guys. Like, you guys have an insanely successful clothing line in Flag Nor Fail. You come in here, we're launching our clothing line. here at Arsenal, and having the opportunity to have you guys kind of look at some of our stuff. You're sitting with our marketing director, looking at a couple things. I think that's just a testament to you guys and what you're all about. Everybody wins when we all win, right? And coming back to social media, why do you guys think, and I'll ask you both, more people don't share that mentality?
I don't know why.
I think
oh, go ahead.
You know, it's the same thing. It's I think when you do sort of spew hate or you get sort of wild on social, it's like the easy thing to do because you'll get the other outspoken people supporting you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that it's just that easy marketing. It's it's easy for girls to put their butt online, and you're like, I'm gonna get a lot of likes on this. Same thing, dude. When I post a shirtless selfie, I'm like, this is gonna do pretty well today, and it does well.
Fire.
And we all know that does well. All the eggplant emojis,
fire
from all my friends. But it's like you're gonna get a lot, and I think that when creating a social media presence, it's easy for people to be like, I'm going to identify with this group and I'm going to spew all this hate. And then you capture that group and they interact with you. And it's hard to try to hit all the groups.
Right. And that's the struggle. So this theory of triangulation is nothing new. It's you start out in a genre, you start out in fitness, or you start out in shooting, and then you move to the middle and you try to get as much market share as you can. That's the goal. That's the idea at the end of the day. And one of the things behind even this show, I had told Rob when he was like, what's it all about? I'm like, I just want to get everybody associated with the defense industry. Everybody, whether you lift weights, you train, take care of your body, or on the other side of the spectrum, shoot a gun in self-defense. They're all martial arts. They're all variants of martial arts. Training and lifting weights, you may not know jiu-jitsu, but it's a variant of a martial art. You're training your body, mind, and soul to be the best body it can be, the best physical specimen. Whether or not you decide to layer on top of that shooting or jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai or anything else that you put in, it's all a martial art. And that's what people fail to see sometimes. And I try to explain to them, well, listen, you have all these different genres and different sects combining and clashing together. And some of that has to do with extreme sports too. Rob and I talked about this, whether it's racing cars, everything else. All these people love everything that the other one is doing, and they're all interchangeable. Do we want to sell one product to one person or to everyone?
To everyone, obviously.
There you go. There you have it. And I know, Rob, you had your take on this, and that's why I love sometimes some of the things that you do with your line and some of the stuff that we're trying to do. That's why when you were coming out here last time, I was like, wait and see. We got more stuff coming. And little by little, building up, the Arsenal brand and what we were trying to do here, I just kept saying, wait, you're gonna see some of the influences, some of the different things. It just takes time, right, to build a successful brand, and that's something we've all talked about behind the scenes. And I think it's a lot of fun along the way, and you make some mistakes and you learn from the mistakes.
Exactly. That's the whole process.
That's the whole process, and it takes time. It's a growing pain. Now, I love the story about the mountain lion. I know it causes so many emotions, but the animals are safe now. Everything's moving forward.
I'd like to say that, but they're never going to be completely safe. So
the farm is good. It looks good.
Yeah.
Everything looks up to snuff. Now, Rob explained to me about his unique relationship with chickens. I touched on this earlier. Do you share that same relationship? Because I see it online.
Which, I don't know what your weird relationship.
No, he's
any animal.
He's trying to make it seem weird. No, but I didn't realize was I consumed
everything. Yeah.
We consumed so much chicken.
You got deep.
And then by the time we started like even Biggie, you think back to that dude, like just being such good friends with a chicken and looking. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, I had chickens that like.
Do you feel like you can't eat the eggs?
What? No, I can eat eggs.
Do you feel like you can't eat the chicken?
Yeah, because it's like grown. It's alive. So the only animal I haven't had like a relationship with is a fish. Like I've had fish, and you just look at them, and you're like dee dee dee, and like it doesn't respond to you.
It's weird how Dana bases what she eats. She's like, if I can form a relationship with it, I'm not going to eat it.
Now, when I had
like a mussel, I'm not.
I'll tell you guys a funny story, and I'll let Q jump in. When I had Donald Trump Jr. in here, Q was having a relationship with a chicken in there.
Oh, you bastard!
Wait, what?
You gotta tell us.
Oh, Rob, I'm sitting in my office, dude. John doesn't tell me that he got here. I was starving.
I just have him
all
walk.
day.
I'm like, Donnie, come in. Whatever you want. Like, he comes in with the Secret Service, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm in my office, big old piece of chicken in my mouth. He walks in, is like, "Hey, man." I said, he said, "Oh, what you got there, Popeyes? You eating some chicken?" I said,
No heads up.
No heads up.
No heads up whatsoever.
But that's my style.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like
it's
it.
just my style. I just was like,
I
hey.
was like, "Yeah, you got the black guy eating the chicken. Okay, all
Yeah,
right, Don."
it was dead.
He was
and
dying.
Donnie's the best, and he just comes in and he's just like, yeah, man, whatever. What do you got? And he's like trying to shake his hand. He's like,
Oh, brutal.
it's like one of those moments. But I just, they shared a moment. It was really fun, having him through, just like it's fun having you guys through. And anytime you get the opportunity to hang out with SMEs, subject matter experts, anybody that you get to have in your building, or you get to soak some of the knowledge, it's so rewarding, because every moment I spend with you guys, I truly look at you guys as SMEs, and it's just really fun to get your thoughts, get your ideas, and you have to soak that in. It's just such a good feeling when you get that opportunity. And I feel blessed because of all the people that I've been fortunate to have through the show, and just knowing in my life and in my travels, to get so many of those opportunities to just soak up those feelings and just listening to everything that you guys say. So I personally thank both of you for always taking the time to talk to me or sit with me, and every moment is truly valued, even if I did cut the line at a show or did break the rules.
You're
But
fine.
it's just so much fun to just get 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it turns into. But I've been blessed, and I thank you guys for always
Aw,
taking the time
appreciate
to
it.
chat.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it means a lot. It really does. And even if it is an area that you're not 100 on, whether it's taking a look at an AK or taking a look at our clothes, anything, it goes a long way, and it just means the world. And I know for you guys, the time that you put in, the work to build what you guys have built, and what it means to you guys. And it's just so refreshing to see, and to see a husband and wife do it is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah.
For sure.
We work pretty well together.
Hey.
I think so. So, Rob, I want to ask you while you're on the mic.
Yes.
Where does it go from here for her? Do we get it? Does she? I want to see her shoot competitively.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see it. And the thing is, if she does something and she has any interest, it's just a matter of me like letting her off the leash and being like, yeah, go do that, and she'll go 100% at it. It's funny. We were driving through our hotel yesterday, and we saw the ad for the Mint 400 up on the billboard, and I was like, would you want to do that? She's like, yes. It's like, you want to start doing desert racing? And she's like, yes. And I was like, I'm sure BJ would take you out for it.
Yeah.
Like, we have, and it's a cool thing. And, same thing as you is, we're good at keeping good relationships. You know what I mean? I think when you're a good person and you treat people right, and you're right in the industry or whatever industry you're in, people like you, and you end up having resources like that. So the cool thing is, we have all the resources in the world for whatever she wants to do next. And she keeps going back to like auto sports, different car
Yeah.
things.
Action stuff.
Action
car.
stuff.
I like going fast.
But at the same point in
and
time,
sideways.
and I think shooting she would be very interested in, especially some of these with the little more physically demanding ones. I've seen a lot of stuff online with like people doing rolls and then running here, or sort of exhausting the body
Maybe we
first.
get her down to
Yeah.
Miami and get her in a Tony class and see how that
She
goes.
loves Tony.
Yeah.
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 No, I
Yeah,
know.
she's trained with Tony a few times.
A couple
and
times.
Yeah, get
And
you
I
on the
didn't
range.
die. I
Yeah.
wanted
But did
more.
you die? That's his
No,
famous thing.
I did
He's got
not
one of our
die.
shotguns. He has the Vepr shotgun.
Okay.
He has the Vepr 12. He loves that shotgun. He thinks it's like amazing. He was posting, showing me videos of Steffi Cohen shooting it the
Yeah.
other day. He loves that thing. I think Wales. We don't have one down here, but I know it's right up your sleeve. I think you saw one last time. That was our newer deal last time.
I think so. My memory's
Q, I think we had one out last time, right?
I think it went to the range. I think it was, yeah.
Yeah,
it
I
was
think
there.
we did. But that was something that Tony fell in love with, and he was like, I want one. And I was like, well, we can figure something out. Maybe you can work it off. So, he hit a chord with that. But yeah, I think it's that, or it's action sports. And it's funny, like you said, about having resources. I think in the beginning, you and I covered our relationship so much, and we're so guarded because there's so many grifters out there when it comes to relationships, that I think we all kind of rub everybody a certain way, but people have to understand you work so hard to develop those relationships and those contacts and everything else. That you said something to me once. We were sitting and we were getting ready to train in your gym in Montana, and you were like, who's my friend? And I'm like, oh, I met this guy, you know, and you're like, and I learned that from you. You get very guarded about who goes around and uses your name and who and how they do it, because the relationships are everything. And I said before, I can only work, you know, in an environment where people want to build those bridges, and you know, because if you burn them to cinders, then you're on an island. Yeah. And it gets lonely on that island. Gets super lonely. But you come across all kinds of folks like that, and I'm sure you've even employed a few along the way. It's just,
absolutely.
You know, it's insane. But where it goes from here for you, I think you're going to kill it no matter what you do, no matter what you touch. You guys just have that air about you that whatever you dive into, whether it's shooting, whether it's action sports, whether it's jumping off a mountain and wearing a paraglide or whatever it is, I think you're going to murder
That's the only thing I haven't been into is
skydiving or anything like that.
No.
Yeah. I don't want to do that. I don't like scuba diving either. You know, I don't like that stuff. But I'm looking forward to everything that you touch, and what you do and how you do it is more what energizes me, just watching your posts and the things that you do. Not so much the gym selfies as it is like the, here's this, I'm going to crush it. Here's that, I'm going to crush it. And seeing that energy. Now, if you decide to hook up with BJ and go 150 miles an hour in a car, I'm going to say, be careful, because that stuff scares the crap out of me. Because I get vertigo from that stuff.
I think
easily.
we just went to monster trucks too. And I wanted to.
I want to meet those guys. Can
those guys are super cool. Yeah.
Hey, listen, can I get them on the show?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Diesel Brothers.
Yeah.
Those guys.
They're let me think. March. There's a monster truck show
I'm
in
writing
March.
this down, Rob.
There's a monster truck show in March here. They'll be down here. We'll come down for it. It's March something. I saw it on the sign. If they're here for that, they'd stop in, dude.
Yeah, I'm in the process of booking Dana and Chuck Norris, so I would love to get the Diesel Brothers.
They're friends with Chuck Norris.
Yeah, I know he's a tough one, but it's happening. Yeah, it'll happen.
I got faith in you.
You
can seem to get anyone you want.
I get them all, and I will one way or the other, because I'm like you. I'll nonstop go after them. But it's better to get them in. That's the struggle. Like when I was doing the podcast in Montana, the struggle was getting people in the studio.
Yeah.
And I know you struggle, you know.
Further,
we struggle with a lot out there, which is why we have to travel to do most things. But like
format becomes everything.
Just, it's hard, you know, because it's, you know, we're in the middle of nowhere.
Vegas is perfect because you're centrally located.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a successful guest-based show, it has to be in Vegas, L.A., or New York. Yeah. Even Boston's a stretch, though. You know, there's other companies right now that are looking at the same modeling. And we all know, you know, Mark Bell was one of the pioneers of this model. And this model is a model that, you know, he kills it with this.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it makes a lot of sense. And, of course, Joe's the king. And then there's, you know, everybody else. And, you know, doing it where you're just like kind of Andy Frisella just screaming into the mic, I don't know, or Jocko. I don't have the bandwidth to do that. I love the guest-based format. Yeah. I mean, for me. I mean, I know you do your own show. Do you feel?
So I just started doing a podcast. I just started, once again, sort of daily vlogging again. And we've recorded 2. I just want to see how it feels. Same thing. I don't want to commit to, because I do need someone to talk to. I think Andy's phenomenal at what he does.
He's just a great rah-rah guy.
I can't do that. You know, if I'm in a certain mood, I can do that. But I get really aggressive and I sort of lose context really quick. I'm that guy. Andy, is aggressive the whole time, but he just makes sense. It's like, halfway through, I'm going to start.
Well, he does. It's all in the formatting. He does like a 20-minute
that's the thing too. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was somebody, one of my political friends had me look at, I think it was Dupree's was one of them. And I said, well, they're like 15-minute pod. You can't do 15 minutes. To me, it has to be at least 1 hour. It has to be consumable either at the gym, over a meal. I can't do 3 hours. Joe does 3 hours. I think that's crazy. They say you open up after 45 minutes, and I think there's something to that, but could you go 3 hours? I mean, to me, that's an insanely long format.
My 2 so far, I've done an hour each episode, and it seems right, but I've done it with the same guy. So, like, I still have to do one with Dana. And just, you know, same thing. We have so many topics. A lot like you cover a wide variety.
Yeah.
And it's same thing. I'm not sure what's going to stick. Like, I don't know if people care about my Airbnb side hustle. Like, a lot of these weird things that we're doing, like, I don't know if they matter, but we're going to do 10, put them out and see how they feel.
I'm going to come up there and take advantage of one of these Airbnb experiences.
I'll knock.
We're going to all go to Montana.
Yeah,
you're all invited. We'll all go, everybody.
But mountain lions, let's do it.
Oh, there we go. That's a twofer.
We can go on a mountain lion hunt.
Yeah.
Just come to my woods.
Yeah.
If we ever
there's some permitting involved and stuff like that, so
we'll get them. I know. I have a pipeline into the Secretary of Interior. We'll get the permit.
Okay, good.
So listen, if we get the mountain lion, here's the $1 million question.
Oh, fucking right. I'm making a jacket.
Do we make a hat out of it?
Oh my god.
Do we make a mountain lion? And if so,
Be the only vegan wearing a mountain lion jacket and be like, listen, man, this is different. This is out of the normal vegan realm. This is a personal thing. I don't know, man.
we're going to do something. Dana needs to make a robe out of it.
I need
No,
to
Dana
make
would
sure
Dana
that
would cry hysterically forever.
No.
It would break her heart. She doesn't want to see
I'll wear the
anything
robe.
I would need to make sure it was the mountain lion that killed my. Like I don't.
Oh, so you're gonna interrogate him?
Well,
yeah, I
interrogate
knew
him.
question him.
all right,
you mountain lion.
So before we, because we're getting near the hour, before we wrap, I have to ask you, Dan. It's a question I ask every guest, especially the females. What is the craziest DM you've gotten?
Oh, no.
And
oh, God.
it's a question that gets asked every show. What's the craziest DM you've got, and how do you handle the creepers?
Well, crazy. I haven't had like too many crazy, but I remember.
They know Rob's out in the front now.
I
So-
remember we used to get such weird requests for people would want pictures of my feet or like some
Wiki feet.
Who was it?
Always with the feet, man.
Oh, I'm on Wiki Feet. I have a
So-
decent
Always with the
score.
feet.
We have a solution though. Everybody seems to want dirty clothes. Here's the
Yeah,
solution.
old
I was talking about
sports
this with Kendall
bras and-
Jones, the hunter. So Kendall and a few of the other folks I had on, I said, Kendall, listen, what you have to do is you create a menu, and all the money goes to charity. Okay, you create a menu. You can have Dana's used socks. You can have Dana's used, T-shirt from the gym. You pay $100 to $300, and that money goes to like St. Jude's Hospital. The
Yeah.
first woman that does that is a genius,
All
and
right.
she'll make $1 million for a charity.
Yeah, because
For charity.
we're sending your old clothes to what Goodwill anyway,
Yeah.
and people are buying it not knowing it is yours.
100%
That
goes
is true,
to
man.
charity.
That's it.
100% goes to charity. We can start that right now with an Arsenal hat or shirt, fresh from the
Who
line.
wants this hat?
Whoever
that
wants
I'm
to
wearing
bid on it, whoever
right
wants to
now?
bid on it, Rob, I'm going to put you up to that. If you want to put Dana's game-worn Arsenal hat on your page, and someone can bid on it,
We can do that. I don't know how the bidding would work and through Spotify.
bid right on the
Shopify.
bid right on the IG.
I did.
we can do that. Yeah, let's do that.
We'll do a bid, an open bid, and they get Dana's hat, and I'll get our marketing director to ship it directly to
and
the
then
winner,
where's it get? And then donated to
wherever you want, charity of your
where do you want,
choice.
Dana?
Yeah,
Something with animals.
Something with animals. I usually do like dogs and farm.
You normally do New York Bully Crew
yeah.
is your go-to, or Goats of Anarchy.
yeah,
or-
yeah.
So we'll take a picture after this.
Okay.
The money goes to charity, 100%. And we got your word; it'll ship out. We got. Top says it'll
I'll-
go out.
I'll find somebody.
We'll find someone.
Yeah,
Someone will win. A bidding war.
yeah.
Game worn.
I
Maybe
have
we'll
so
throw
many
in the
farm
maybe we'll throw in the
sanctuaries I
game worn
follow.
shirt too.
I want to keep this shirt.
All right,
though.
keep this shirt.
I kind
Rob
of
wants-
can I put another hat on? They can take the other hat.
Yeah, no. Listen, don't game, don't game it. It has to be worn. So, here's the deal. Thank you so much. We've gone an hour. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. We got to go shoot some guns. We got to go hang out. So I appreciate the hell out of this. I want you to plug whatever you want to plug before we wrap, and give a shout out to whatever you want to do.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you for having us both on.
Of course.
Appreciate it. It's honestly an honor. But yeah, I think my biggest plug is just follow me, man.
Yeah, pay
Linn
attention.
Bailey, DLB. Come train with me. I have my own website, DLB Daily. I post daily workouts, so I get to train people around the world, which is really cool. I posted like a mom and her daughter that were like training, following. It's just really cool.
You know who loves you guys? Michelle Viscuzzi, who shoots for the Glock. Michelle, she loves
Oh
you guys.
yeah. I know Michelle.
Michelle,
She's from
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her and her husband Mike.
Yeah.
She loves you. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
I know she's listening. She's been on. She loves it. So she was like, tell them hi, say hello. So she loves
Well,
you guys.
hello.
And I got to get you two together at some point. I'll connect you both.
Perfect.
But I appreciate the hell out of it. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank you guys. Thank everyone in the studio. I want to thank everyone at kvar.com. Head over and check out some of the new stuff with Arsenal. Is it up on the website yet? Is the clothing available or no? Not yet. It's on. It's exclusive. This is
kidding.
dealer
You can only get
exclusive.
it by bidding on Dana's hat.
You can you can get the exclusive by bidding on Dana's hat. So go check that out and look for Rob's post coming up. Q, take us out.